Sorry, just give me a sec. I gotta put my hair back up. I tested it, so I really didn't care what I looked like. One moment, listening to some music. Why is there nothing good? Like 1,000 songs on there, and I can't find anything I want to listen to. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to explain my scale. It is I was just talking with Alex about this. We talked for an hour and 15 minutes. Actually a little over. But she thinks it's genius, because it is. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna fix my light. Oh, that kind of makes me look green. That's so cool. Anyways, okay, so this scale is based entirely on like first impression appearance. Like, it has nothing to do with your personality or anything like that. Really can't, like, completely separate from that. So yeah, like, and it only deals with like the attractive people. Like this, we're not going to rate how ugly you are. Like she was talking to me about it. She was like, because it's a 1 to 5 scale, and someone who is a 1 is fairly attractive. Like they're not super attractive, but they're not ugly. A 0 is not ugly. If we say you're a U, that means you are unrateable or unsatisfactory, as we put it. Oh, hold on. Okay, so because I'm talking with her about it right now. We were talking about Benjamin Stone from the 9 Lives of Chloe King. I don't actually watch that show, but man, is he attractive. Oh, that accent, like, oh, jeez. So anyways, here's our scale. Actually, we have a way of incorporating stuff like that into the scale. Like, this is a genius scale that I came up with, and she helped me perfect it. It applies to men only because women are a lot more variable. Like, there's so much more. Like girls, females, they're not gonna go, oh, he's this massively huge person, and then, but he's hot, and here's this guy who's, like, he's got massive muscles, like, chiseled face, and his huge sex appeal, but I don't think he's attractive. Like, it doesn't work like that. Females are gonna go for the person who they feel can protect them. It's just how we are. Like, so, yeah, I'm gonna go for the person who is really muscular, not overly muscular, because that gets gross. Like, we don't want you overly muscular. But it's like, if you're muscular, you have a good face, and sexually attracted to you, like, geez, I'm going to have sex with you, and you're gonna protect me. Like, what else do I want? Like, whoa. Okay. Yeah. So it's a 5-point scale, and there are 2 points for your face, 2 points for your body, and then the last point is your sex appeal. And so you can get the maximum you can get is a 5-point, and the lowest you can actually be on the scale is actually a 0, is if you don't get any points. And it doesn't mean that you're ugly. It just means you're not attractive, but you're not ugly. You're kind of in between. You're the equivalent of a 5 on a regular scale. So this is pretty much dealing with 6s and up, which I feel like the 1 to 10 scale is just there's too much, like, gray zone. It's not. This is, like, almost completely mathematical. Like, it's genius. Hold on. Yay. Just one of my friends, or Carmen, liked my photo of me soccer uniform at a party. It was really cool. But anyways, maybe I'll post it later. Pretty cool picture, actually. I was doing Waka Waka. like what our soccer team, like that is our song. We listen like the songs we listen to are pretty much like the FIFA World Cup songs because those are the ones that are supposed to keep up. But anyway, back to my scale. So if you are like we were doing this with people we know, like so I could gauge it so she could see how it is. So I'm gonna do this with like famous people. So like for example, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, so attractive, right? Like this is a gorgeous man. Ryan Reynolds is a 4 because he has great body, so there's 2 points. His face is okay. It's not really a perfect face. Like you don't look at his face and go, oh. Like if you put that face on another body, you're not gonna go, like oh my god. You're gonna go, oh, he's kind of cute, but not wow. Like that's a gorgeous face. So 3 points. He only gets the one, and then the man has sex appeal. So he's a 4. I'm trying to think of someone else. It's so hard. This so, but do you kind of get the idea of like the 2 is like great, 1 is like you have a good looking face, but it's not like a gorgeous face. And then same thing with the body, like you have a good looking body, like nice chiseled and everything, but it's not like this muscles like everywhere, like there's this gorgeous, perfect body, like it's not quite on par. Um, and then sex appeal is pretty much self-explanatory. You either have it or you don't. Like there's when people think there's black and white, I really don't think there's black and white. You either make me want to have sex with you, or I don't want to have sex with you. Okay, so there's that. And then there's rules to it. Like you cannot have a 2 and not have a 1. Like if you have this gorgeous body, like you have a perfect body, but you really don't, like you have a butt ugly face, you can't have a 2. You can only get a 1 from that. Because when you think about it, like you're gonna um, would you prefer to have someone who's a gorgeous body but a ugly face, or someone who has a fairly good body and a fairly good face? Because when you're having sex, you're looking at the face, and if you're not, it okay. Personally, I have no urge to look down there and see what's going on. This is disgusting. It's gross when you think about it. There's all these fluids and stuff. Ew. Okay, fun, but don't want to think about how disgusting it is. Okay. So, anyways, the person has a fairly attractive face and a fairly attractive body needs to be ranked higher than someone who just has this gorgeous body but a ugly face, because you're gonna find the person who's fair over the person who's like butt ugly and gorgeous body. So there's those rules. You have to have a 1 before you can have a 2. You can't go without them. And then, but you can have a 1 for a body and extreme sex appeal, but not really have a very good looking face. Like so, you'll have a 2, but you won't have a 2 from straight up body. That's how it works. And then um, there's subtractions also. Like personally, I think smoking is disgusting. Not everyone thinks smoking is disgusting. So what you have is you have this, like say you have a someone who's a 4, and then you catch them smoking. They knock down to a 3.5. Say you also catch them um, hitting someone, like just being abusive, like a complete fucking wanker, you know, and that's he's still a 0.5. So it's for every 2 things. But then if you see, so it's kind of like a level, like you go down, and this can hold one more thing, and then if you try and put another thing on top of it, like say he also is a heavy alcoholic. So you're gonna put another thing on top of it, and it's just gonna shrink. It's gonna go lower. Like it just keeps sinking down like in mud. Is kind of the concept. Like it can hold this one, it can hold this one. But the second you try and put something on top of it, it's gonna go down, and it doesn't go down a full 5%. It cuts in half what the other one was. So it's gonna go 0.5, 0.25, 0.125, and like keep going down like that. That way, and usually you're not gonna get down to like below that. Like usually the farthest you're gonna go is usually a 0.25. If any lower than that, they're really kind of gross. But the point is that someone who's a 4 can't be a 3 because of who they are. It is straight up their bodies. Like, then you know, like, okay, if someone hears, oh, he's a 3.25, you know his body, like how he looks, he's a 4, but he has some really disgusting qualities. So you know, like this person's personal opinion brings him down, but he's still. This is when you first see him. That's what he looks like, and um, so there's that, and then also we decided that because there are disgusting, like there are things that can bring you down, there also needs to be things that are like add-ons. Like there's, the one guy, Benjamin Stone from the Nine Lives of Clothing. I think he's like the most gorgeous thing in the world. By definition of my scale, he is not, but I find him extremely attractive because it's like a mathematical thing. This is straight up addition and subtraction based on certain scales. It doesn't. There's no other. It's not a really super personal into it. So that it can be more universal. But so he's got this British accent. So we wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to add like number back on. So we wanted to make a different kind of thing to put with it. So he is a 4 because he has his gorgeous body, huge amount of sex appeal. He's a pretty good looking face, but it's not great. So he's a 4 plus, and then you say he's a 4 plus, and then if someone wants to, if you want to know like what is this plus, he's a 4 plus accent. So that's what you can refer to him as. Or there's this one guy at our school who he is gorgeous, most attractive kid in the school. Beautiful body. Dear God, is chiseled by the gods. Like he, oh my God. This is when I was talking about the person who I would have sex with in front of his girlfriend. This is who I'm talking about. Most attractive guy in the school. He has a beautiful body, huge amount of sex appeal, and his face is okay. So he's a 4, and then he just got a motorcycle. He's 4 plus motorcycle. He's an attractive guy. I need to plug this in. So you know that at first looking at them you see, okay, he's a 4, but then he also has this thing on top of him. When if you were to go up and talk to him, you would know that he has something, that makes him more attractive. But it's not counted in the scale, so you can I think it makes it works really well, we decided. And then there's like, it can be like this guy's a 4, but then you see him at the beach on a sailboat with his wing like sweeping in the air, and it's just feathered and gorgeous. So he's a 4 plus sailboat at the beach. So he's a 4, but he looks even better at the beach because he's on this sailboat. And it's like, but normally he's a 4 unless you see him on this other thing. So like this one guy, he's 4 until you hear him talk. Oh, like that's great. Yeah, so that's the gist of my scale. And what it goes, it's like, because it works, because when you think about a 1 to 10 scale, what you think about is you're gonna see this super attractive person, but you're gonna rate him about a 9.5. Like you start shrinking, like, oh, he's a 9.75. It's not quite a 10. You're never gonna find a 10. With this scale, you will find 5s. There are 5s. The guy that plays Jack in Burlesque, he is a 5 plus a motorcycle. Like that's like it makes it possible for you to do stuff. And when you may think this is all shallow and everything, but it also, anyone can be a 2. Anyone can be at least a 2, because all you need to do is have a good body, because you can't have a great body. You can't get a 2 from having a great body and no face. So you can have a good body, and if you carry yourself, you have this huge amount of sex appeal, but you don't have the most attractive face, you can still be a 2. And that's still, generally considered a very attractive thing, because when you think about it, a 2 and a 3, those are considered the, like fairly good looking guys when like you're in high school or stuff. When you see someone, that's someone